Hey everyone, this is Wade Franson, and it is the sneak peek for episode 117, airing on September 24th, 2024. I'm your host, Wade Franson, and I'm here in the studio with Donna Aust, who has a remarkable story to tell. And I could not be more excited to be here in the studio with her this morning to do this sneak peek. Welcome, Donna.
Thank you so much, Wade. It's a privilege and an honor to be here.
Oh, likewise. And what intrigues me most about your journey and your story, which we're going to get into in depth in that show, which will air an hour long as usual, and sometimes we go over time, is that you transitioned from the New Age movement, as I think you called it, into a deep, meaningful relationship with Christ that transformed your life. So what was that moment like when you began to emerge from, let's say, a fog of New Age thinking?
Yes. Well, I could actually pinpoint the moment because it was during my black belt test. So my black belt test consisted of 3 parts, 2 physicals, brutal physicals. That was a long time ago. And then a written portion of the test that I took a week off from work and worked at home. I think it was a typewriter.
Was this karate black belt? What kind of black belt?
Yes, martial arts, karate.
Yep.
Yep. And on that, so there was a philosophical portion of that test. And in that portion, it asked me the question, what is my personal truth? And something about that question just caught my attention, and I just stopped. And while I did not know a lot about the Bible, I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school, so I knew a little bit. And all I thought in that moment was, truth is truth. The world can't be round and flat at the same time. Either gravity works or it doesn't. And so I knew that, this idea of truth is relative made no sense to me. And I know that's a popular notion right now. It was then, and it still is today. And so that was the beginning of my journey. And while I thought I was searching for God, God all along was there with his arms open, calling me. And but that's where it started. And so, yeah, that's where it began.
Well, that's awesome. And in fact, it's gotten a lot worse with the whole My Truth movement. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because to me, there's a simple solution. To your point, there is truth. Reality is reality, but everyone has a different perspective, and that's okay. But I don't like the term my truth. I'm very happy to hear my perspective. I want to hear your perspective. But to use that word truth in that way is, to me, a violation of sacredness.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And a recognition of where truth comes from ultimately. But everyone has a different perspective, and that's fair. And we want to hear those different perspectives. And that's why, I have a variety of guests on this show. So a follow-up question then, when did this shift become so profound and deep that you ended up writing a book called When Hope Comes?
Well, there were a lot of years in between. So you'd have to hear my journey. But basically,
and the viewers will hear your journey on September 24th.
Yes. Well, I guess to sum all those years up, I just continued to grow in my faith, and I did eventually go to seminary because I was growing during those years in teaching, because I was a corporate trainer, but the book just was a natural progression of my growth and my heart to reach more people. I guess that's the best way to explain it. While I'm active in my local, a local church context and serving and teaching, I felt that, at this point in my life, that God wanted once more. And so that's the book, and just other opportunities speaking at churches. And I love just to connect with, it's mostly women, women's ministry. And so that's how that all came about.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to have to end it there in this brief sneak peek, but we will explore the many threads of that story, including your corporate life, your church life, your home life, and the content of that book. So this is going to be an amazing show. We don't want anyone to miss it. Mark your calendars, episode 117, 9/24. and 8 p.m. Central, as always, for Created in the Image of God. We'll see you there.